Yeah, and so enough talk about LeBron James. I think let's shift the discussion a little bit to AD and how he performed, how he helped elevate that team into winning the finals. Because without AD, none of this happens. Without that defense, without his perimeter shooting, which was vastly improved, at least
Yeah.
from what I saw in New Orleans. AD was an essential part of this team. LeBron and AD were the two pieces, two of the top five players. So I want to talk about the Anthony Davis trade from New Orleans. What was what team was the winner of the Anthony Davis trade when it's all said and done? Gabe, you want to go?
As of right now, the clear winner is the Lakers because they traded for AD with one purpose and one purpose only, to win a ring or multiple rings if he's which he will stay. So if they continue to dominate like they did this year, then multiple rings. So the Lakers achieved their goal. The Pelicans, they have a good young core now with Brandon Ingram, Zion, Lonzo, Drew as a good leader. They have a great core, but the Pelicans' goal right now is to progress into a better team next year. That is why they got younger, because they want to show that they can progress into a new team with a new roster. So we don't know if it'll be a tie or a win for the Lakers. I don't think that in any case this is a Pelicans W only, though.
That's a good point you brought up, and I like that you put it in context because if you put it in terms of the Pelicans' goals and in terms of the Lakers' goals, you can't expect a championship from the Pelicans. They're a small market team. They got a young core.
You got
Um,
to wait till
so
next
yeah,
year.
yeah. Moving on to Kevin, who
Yeah, I
won the
see a
trade?
lot of hate for the Pelicans right now. And I think there is no loser of this trade, at least yet. First of all, the clear winner right now, as Gabe said, is the Los Angeles Lakers. They just won a championship, and that's the whole point of why they got AD. But if you examine the trade goes all the way to 2025. The implications of the trade go all the way to 2025. The Pelicans still get the top 8 protected pick in 2021. If that doesn't convey, it can go to 2022. They can swap in 2023. They get an unprotected first-round pick in 2024, which they can defer to 2025. And the question is, can the Lakers stay as a dominant and elite team all the way to 2024 and 2025? We don't know that yet. And if they're bad, and that means Pelicans get really good picks. And obviously right now we saw Brandon Ingram become an all-star player, and Josh Hart is playing very well. And Lonzo Ball, his chemistry with Zion Williamson can still develop into one of the most dangerous duos in the league. We just haven't seen that yet. So I think it's too early to say the Pelicans are losers. I don't think there are losers right now, but a clear winner as of this moment are the Los Angeles Lakers.
And I'd like to add on to that if I could. Whenever someone trades for trades all their young pieces for a superstar or a star, that's the only goal is to win one championship. Multiple is just a bonus. But when you think about all-time greats and you think about Dirk Nowitzki, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, for example, they all won just one ring. But no one says, oh, they only got one. They say, oh, they're champions. So Anthony Davis will always have the championship title to him and to the Lakers. And Lakers fans are obviously accustomed to dynasties. But just looking from an NBA fan point of view, especially a Knicks fan's point of view, most people are happy with just one title in even their lifetime, really, because they can always just remember that moment. And players can always remember that moment and have that jewelry. So I think that there's no way, unless the Pelicans do get multiple, then the Pelicans would have won that trade with those pieces. But there's no way that the Lakers selling their future for even just one ring is a bad thing, you know?
Yeah, and to put it in terms of the players and not the teams themselves, Anthony Davis definitely won this trade because he wanted out of New Orleans. He didn't have the necessary pieces around him, and he got to go to LeBron, and they put together a perfect team to win the title. Geoff A.
Yeah, the Lakers definitely won the trade as of now, like y'all said. But, 3 years from now, LeBron isn't going to be the same player. And then the Lakers don't have any young pieces. And guess what? The Pelicans, they're going to be on top. They're going to win rings from Zion. They're going to win 2-3 rings. And it's going to be nothing compared to this one ring that the Lakers won this year. Just watch. The Zion and the Pelicans are going to be a team to watch for the next few years. All they need is a good coach.
Okay, and that brings up one last question. Do the Lakers repeat as NBA champions next year? Because they're already the odds-on favorite.
Oh man. Do I think that they'll repeat? Right now, I think they're still the clear favorites, like you said. The Clippers do scare me again, just because now they'll probably have a very similar roster. Maybe they even trade Trez and Lou Will for a third star or one of the other. But if Kawhi and Paul George are as pissed off as I'm sure they are right now, going into next year and continuing throughout the year, learning that lesson of stay humble until you win, that's a scary team. Right now, I think the Lakers are still the clear favorites. If Giannis gets another star on the Bucks, that's also scary. The Raptors and Celtics are also super scary. There's a bunch of scary teams. But as of right now, and everything could change even tomorrow, well, whenever free agency starts. But as of right now, the Lakers are the favorites. So for right now, yeah, I got them winning it all again next year. We'll just have to see as time goes.
My way too early prediction is the Nets and the Warriors in the finals. That's just a fun matchup I want to see. There's no logic behind it. I think Golden State's coming back strong, and I think Brooklyn is coming back strong with regards to all the star power that was sidelined for much of the season. So, Kevin,
I
do you
agree.
think
I think
Lakers?
actually we need to watch out for the East. The East is getting stronger and better and more competitive as we talk. The Miami Heat, this is just the beginning. They weren't even expected to make it this far, and they might add another superstar, one of the 700 superstars they already have in Photoshop ready. So, and if Giannis goes there, oh my gosh, then Miami automatically becomes my odds-on favorite. But I agree with Gabe. I think Lakers should probably be the favorites as of right now. But I think the Warriors are definitely, as you mentioned, are definitely a team to watch. A lot of people already seem to forget about them. Do not count on Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green when they're healthy. And also the West itself, like even the lower teams and middle tier teams are getting better and better. Don't count on Donovan Mitchell and the Jazz. Even the Rockets, I feel like they're going to improve with new leadership at the head coach position. There's just so much competition. This is good for the NBA. I'm really excited for the NBA next year.
Yeah, and Jaffe, you want to finish that off?
I disagree. I don't think they're the favorites next year because, first of all, Lakers have a lot of free agents. We need to see how that happens. They have to sign a lot of people. And second of all, KD comes back next year. Steph Curry comes back next year. Klay Thompson comes back next year. Kawhi, Paul George are off for revenge. The Pelicans are off for revenge. I have a feeling that the Lakers aren't going to be that great next year. They're still going to be one of the top seeds, but I don't think they have a chance to make it to the finals. And the Heat, there's a good chance that they're going to get a star next year, and they're going to be a team to watch too.
Well, you just mentioned that the Lakers don't have a chance to make it to the finals. I definitely think they have a chance to make it to the finals. And also, you mentioned the Pelicans as one of your reasons, but I mean, I'm high on the Pelicans, but I think it's too early to say that they're going to be any true threat to the Los Angeles Lakers at this point. And also KD's coming off of Achilles injuries. That makes a player completely different. Are we going to see the same KD? That's my concern. And also, how is it going to work out in Brooklyn with Kyrie and Steve Nash as the head coach, where Kyrie said that they don't even need a head coach? How's all that going to work out? So there's a lot of questions in Brooklyn. On paper, they look good, but again, Kyrie with Boston on paper, they look good. And look how that turned out, So Kyrie, we haven't really seen Kyrie turn into that true franchise player yet.
Hey, let me add on to that point about KD tearing his Achilles. So as you all know, I did get into a fight with this man via the direct messages, but we kind of reconciled because I heard a take about how the media really makes the Knicks look better than they are. And, I kind of apologize just for being an ignorant fan to him. He saw it within minutes, actually. I was kind of surprised. But anyways, back to the whole issue at hand. KD tearing his Achilles. When's the last time a player tore their Achilles, a superstar player tore their Achilles, came back completely healthy? And the answer is Dominique Wilkins in the early 90s. Not Kobe, even though he was older. Not Rondo. He has been nice these playoffs, but not Rondo. Rudy Gay lost a ton of athleticism. There's not much else to compare for Achilles tears. So KD, he's still going to be a great scorer. He'll probably still be, 20 to 25 points a game, but I don't think he's going to be that top 3 player, maybe even top 5 player that we're ever going to see again. I just don't see how it's possible. I think Kyrie's going to take the lead. KD's going to be a really good second option, but I don't think the Nets have what it takes.
And I would just add that, you mentioned a lot of players, but none of them were on the comparable level to KD with regards to skill. So that is something to watch. KD's
Yeah.
determined, and he can definitely come back and show us and prove us all wrong with regards to how well he'll do. And a last word about the Miami Heat. Our Miami Heat analyst, Jonathan Bolnez, is not here right now. He's taking his time on vacation. He really needs to recuperate after that tough finals loss. You saw him saying Miami in 7, game after game. He really covered the finals very well for us. So we do want to give him a big shout out and a thank you to Johnny Bolnez.